Hello, and welcome to Legislative Report. I'm State Representative Jeff Wheeland of the 83rd District in Lycoming County. The House Majority Policy Committee has begun the session examining the state's business climate and to see how Pennsylvania's tax policies and regulations affect job creation. Joining me to discuss the committee's efforts and our recent visit to a natural gas drilling site is the chairman, Representative Kerry Benninghoff. Representative Benninghoff, welcome.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate you having us here. Had a pretty interesting tour. I was surprised at some of the things we learned. I'm curious, as a freshman, what spoke out to you most?
Well, obviously the job creation, the amount of activity in the Washington County area, specifically the Mark West plant. Right. And what they're doing midstream with the gas that's being produced in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, specific for our listeners, we were out in Canonsburg. We got to see an actual well site in progress. We got to see some of the separators. A lot of people hear about fracking, and it's a process of cracking the rock in order to let the natural gas come out. But I think a lot of people don't realize there's a lot of other commodities that they told us about on that tour, not just the natural gas, but some of the wet gases. Was that surprising to you, or is that pretty informative? I know you have a lot of this going on in your own area.
Yeah, in Lycoming County, we typically have a very dry gas, what they consider a dry gas, and of course it was my first experience on a well pad site with the wet gas. And you're absolutely right. You know, there's so many things in wet gas that can be separated, like we saw at the Mark West plant, and the ability to take those things and make primarily plastics products, butane. I call them the tanes.
That's
you know,
right.
The butane.
What
were some
ethanes,
of the ethanes?
Methanes, right?
Methane. So it was, to me, it was very enlightening, and what I saw was a tremendous opportunity, not only for, you know, Pennsylvania and that specific geographical area, but really the whole Commonwealth, because there's a lot of opportunities to manufacture things with the byproducts of the natural gas.
I think one of the things that you said to me there at the well site that surprised you was how neat it was, the fact that they covered the entire well site with a membrane to protect it from any of the fluids that may come from the machinery. These drills can be set up and torn down in 2 days. They are mobile. They're coming in and out of the state. They're going to other states. But as you just said, the wet gases that they are able to pull off, or more liquid gases, are used in every commodity in our everyday life. I oftentimes challenge people in dialogues, name one thing in your life that isn't either mined or grown. Because the reality is, every plastic device we use, plastic bottle, plastic cups, medical devices, a lot of technology is used on our day-to-day basis, which I thought they shared with us very well at the well site. What about one of the businessmen that came to see us about other secondary businesses that spun off from this? Were you impressed with that?
Absolutely, and again, it's not unusual because, again, I'm from Lycoming County, and you know, we see the same thing. The ripple effect from the natural gas industry is absolutely incredible. And working with our local Chamber of Commerce, it's still very difficult to grasp and chart and graph the ancillary benefits of the natural gas production that's taking place in all of Pennsylvania.
Well, as in Canonsburg, as in Lycoming, you saw an economic boom to the housing market, other subsidiary businesses that are related to this. And one of the tough things that we challenge is if the governor wants to put a Marcellus Shale severance tax on this could discourage the development. The prices are already low. We were hearing where one of the companies had 148 cranes in our state. Currently, they're down to 43. But what about those businesses? They build a new building, a brick and mortar business, because they are getting the benefit. That one gentleman was talking about, him and his wife were thinking about retiring, and they were going to just close up their business. But after the shale industry came in, they're now grown at about $6.3 billion. I think you've seen the same things in Lycoming County, to the point where it's hard to find a place to rent, houses to build, the price of the markets have gone up. That's what a free market's all about. I think that's what we want to support.
Yeah, and again, the testimonies that you'll get, testimonials that you'll get from people that have benefited from the gas industry. Some businesses you wouldn't even think, as we heard out there. They were just a small provider of tools, and how they were able to expand. And so it was just a great experience out there, and I thank you very much for inviting me and to go along. But that's all the time we have for today's program. I'm State Representative Jeff Wheeland, and if you need assistance with any state government matter, please feel free to contact me at my local office or through my website. That information will be shown in a moment. Thanks for watching, and please join me next time for Legislative Report.